You would probably think I was crazy if I told you the most fun gun you'll ever own is a 300 Blackout bolt-action pistol. Well, I might be crazy unless I'm talking about the Minifix by Q. And I'm not joking when I say that this is probably the most fun gun I've ever shot. Let's talk about it. So before we get into today's video, I wanted to remind you guys that I do have a web store, and it is a very good way of supporting the channel. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't really like me talking about firearms and spreading the news about firearms related products, so purchasing merchandise through my web store is a great way of supporting my content. So let's get into the video. So my personal experience with Q related products involve my Honey Badger SD and my Trash Panda. When I got the opportunity to review the Minifix by Q, of course I said yes, because I have had nothing but good experiences with my Q products. I have heard, really good things about the Minifix and the Fix both, and I wanted to give it a try. So the Minifix is a 300 Blackout bolt-action pistol, and just like every Q product, it is extremely lightweight, it is extremely well made, and it is very unique. So much like my Honey Badger by Q, this one does have a very unique look to it, and you just set it in front of you and it's like, what is this gun? The first thing that I think a lot of people notice when they pick up the Minifix pistol is its weight. It is insanely lightweight. Even with all of my attachments, the suppressor, the laser, bipod, everything like that, it is so light. It's probably lighter than my SR16 without anything on it. But the weight is the first thing, but the second thing is the action. And so the action is very unique. We'll go over to the bench and talk about the action of the Minifix pistol. Before we get into the actual gun, I wanted to show you guys what the packaging from Q looks like and what comes in the box. So it comes with the usual accessories, including the instructions and some accessory rails, just one of them. And it also comes with a 10-round Magpul PMag, which is kind of cool. But let's talk about the rifle. So the most astounding feature of the Minifix is the action. So the action is a short 45-degree throw, and it is actually built into integral rails on the receiver. So rather than a traditional bolt-action gun having the bolt riding inside of a metal tube, this one is actually based on rails. And it gets a really, really smooth action. As you can see, it's floating on rails. It is a very smooth action. The Fix and the Minifix share the same trigger design, which is Q's proprietary trigger, and this trigger is absolutely amazing. It is really unlike any other bolt-action trigger that you've ever felt before. It has a very distinct wall and an insanely crisp break. It's very uniform. There's really no words that I can describe other than it is an amazing trigger. I have no personal experience with the actual Fix, but I can assume that this is a very good trigger for precision shooting. So because of 300 Blackout and its abilities, the Minifix is compatible with all AR-15 magazines, and in this clip I have a Magpul E-Mag, a Colt AR-15 mag, and then a Magpul D60, which unfortunately I can't even fill up with 300 Blackout because that's expensive. So the way that I have this rifle set up currently is kind of a meme, if you will, because I just wanted to throw everything I had on it that would make a cool picture. So obviously I had to put my Trash Panda on it, which I personally think that this is a perfect fit for the Minifix. I know a lot of people use the Thunder Chicken, which is the direct thread version, but I think that the Cherry Bomb and the Trash Panda just have a unique look about it that, it just looks good on this rifle. Then I have my FDE BE Myers Mall, which video coming on this soon. This is an amazing laser. Then I have my quick detach aim point. So I did have a thought of running my SIG Tango 1-6 on this rifle, but just didn't want to take it off the M110. But a lot of people use low power variable optics on the Minifix, and I think that it fits well, but I just wanted to use a red dot just because. The brace on the Minifix is actually a really good brace. It has the very similar aesthetic to the actual stock from the Fix, and it is a very easy transition to the Fix when you get your Form 1. But I will say it does require some finesse as far as folding the stock. I have gotten the hang of it, but at first I was like, trigger guard, right here by the grip, and then push down, it folds nice and easy. So one of the things that is so cool about this folding stock is that it has no visible detent, but it will not unfold. Everything is built into the hinge, which I've heard a lot of stories about. The engineering that goes behind the hinge is very special, but I will say this is a super solid hinge. There is no play whatsoever in either the folded or the collapsed position. I mean, that solid. The thing is very solid. So while I have the minifix in front of me, I really wanted to naturally compare it to my Honey Badger SD because they are both 300 blackout. While the other is semi-automatic and this one is bolt action, I really do feel like they have some sort of overlap in their roles. So one of the interesting aspects of comparing the Honey Badger SD and the minifix pistol is to consider that the other has a stock and then the other has a suppressor built into it. So when comparing these two items, just know that the minifix weight and length is based on the rifle itself and not the suppressor, while the Honey Badger length is actually including the suppressor. The minifix pistol without any attachments or the suppressor on it weighs 4 pounds and 7 ounces, whereas the Honey Badger with the suppressor actually weighs 5 pounds and 6 ounces. In regards to length, both of them have some adjustable lengths. The minifix can be folded and the Honey Badger can be collapsed as far as the stock. And the minifix pistol goes from about 17 to 28 inches, whereas the Honey Badger goes from 26 to 31 inches. Something very unique about the minifix pistol is the fact that it can easily be integrated into a backpack. So number one, that you can remove the suppressor with the trash pan on, you can quickly remove it from the cherry bomb, and also you can fold the stock and it can neatly fit into most backpacks. Whereas the Honey Badger SD, unfortunately, you have to unscrew the suppressor, and if you were to unscrew the suppressor, you can't fire it that way. So I really don't like to take the suppressor off my Honey Badger SD, and it really doesn't fit in very many backpacks. One commonality that both of them have is the 1-in-5 barrel twist, which is very famous by Q to provide more spin to stabilize some heavier bullets, because Subsonic 300 blackout is where 300 blackout shines. Super cool, and it actually is still effective, contrary to popular belief. However, the minifix actually has 1 inch longer barrel, being 8 inches versus the Honey Badger's 7. So I actually have a video showing the sound differences between the semi-automatic action of the Honey Badger versus the bolt action of the minifix pistol. And the sound difference is really substantial. I did have the microphone facing the port, which did catch a lot of the noise, but it's very fascinating on how the minifix, all the sound is downrange away from the shooter, whereas the Honey Badger, you can actually get sound out of the right ear of the shooter. Pretty cool. These are, I believe, 110 grain Supersonics, so these will be a little louder. I want to see how loud they are. Here we go. Okay, quite a bit louder. Cool. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned something. And unfortunately, if I did convince you to buy the minifix, I'm sorry for the financial loss, but I promise you will not regret it, because this is the most fun I've ever had with the 300 blackout. And I really love my Honey Badger, but this is just so much fun. Thank you for Underground Ordnance providing the gun for the video. It was very appreciated. And stick around. I have some more content coming every other Friday. I will see you soon. Stay safe.